Hello everyone, my name is Shane, and in this video, we are going to be checking out the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. This phone is available for pre-order at the time of this video. The retail price is $1,800, but as always, Samsung is offering a bunch of pre-order incentives, so I'll have some exclusive pre-order links for you down in the description. This phone comes in 4 different colors: Phantom Black, Beige, Gray Green, and a Samsung.com exclusive burgundy, which I pre-ordered myself and will showcase on the channel in 3 to 4 weeks from now when it arrives. There are 3 storage configurations to choose from between the 256GB, 512GB, and an all-new 1TB storage model. For this video, we have the 256GB Gray Green color. So let's go ahead and check out what we get in the box of the Galaxy Z Fold 4. No tape or anything because this is a review unit from Samsung. Shout out to them for sending me a device ahead of time. Looks like inside of here we have a USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable, SIM ejection tool, a little bit of paperwork here. But now let's go ahead and check out the gray-green color here of the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Have a little tab here on the bottom corner to take off the plastic. Alrighty, our first look here at the gray-green color. It changes depending on the lighting that you're in. So it does have this grayish color, but then it also kind of brightens up a bit depending on the lighting you're in. Let's take a look here at that hinge. This is a new, slimmer hinge. They keep trimming down the hinge size on this Fold phone over the generations. The hinge is definitely slimmer, especially compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 2. So 2 generations ago, you can really see the difference. Wow, look at that. That's crazy that they have slimmed down the hinge so much. You can also see that the device is a little bit shorter now. So it's slightly shorter, still has same screen size and everything. And that gives us a wider front display, which we'll go ahead and boot this guy up as we take a physical tour here. On the right side here, we have our antennas for 5G. We have our SIM tray here on the other side of the phone. We have our fingerprint sensor and volume rockers. Mind you, they're in the exact same positions as they are on the Fold 3, but with the phone being slightly shorter, I guess you could argue that that fingerprint sensor and all the buttons are positioned a little bit lower. On the bottom here, we have our Type-C port capable of 25-watt super fast charging, have a mic, have one of the 2 speakers, the one on the bottom here, and the one on the top. We have 3 more mics on the top. On the back, we have the new camera setup, although it looks the same. We now have the Galaxy S22 cameras packed into this phone, which I'm super excited to test those out for you guys initially here in this video. And taking an initial look here at the gap, you can see that the gap is larger here on the Z Fold 4. So worth keeping in mind that there is a little bit more of a gap. But now taking our first look at the new 6.2-inch display, really nice to see a little bit of a wider display here. We also have the inner 7.6-inch display. This is just a monster. And as far as the hinge goes, it feels very sturdy, but really liking the opening and closing experience here on the Fold 4. It opens up very soft, and then it also kind of closes a lot softer as well. With all the physical aspects out of the way, I'm going to go ahead, put all my personal information and my personal SIM into this Z Fold 4. Use it for a while, and I'll come back with my first impressions on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. Alright, so I've spent nearly a full day now with the Fold 4, and I'm ready to share some of my first impressions with you guys. As always, starting with getting into the phone, I am absolutely loving the side-mounted fingerprint sensor. It has gotten me into the phone 100% of the time, and the face recognition also works pretty well too, both on the outer display and the inner display selfie cameras. So getting into the phone, no problems at all. Now starting with the outer display, because even though the inner display is the star of the show here on the Fold 4, this now wider outer display is a lot more impactful than I originally thought. And this is for multiple reasons as well. Starting with typing, the now slightly larger keyboard on here and just two-handed typing in general just feels so much more comfortable on the Fold 4 here compared to my past usage on the Fold 3. It's just really something that can't be explained through this video, but just typing feels a lot better two-handed. I also found that reading is significantly better now 2 on this wider display. Whatever it is you're reading or just quickly checking out here, it's just such a nicer experience again with this wider screen. And the biggest surprise to me is that gaming is now doable on this outer display for me personally. Some games that are played in portrait orientation, like this game called Downwell, I've been able to comfortably play this game. A game like this complements this outer display perfectly. This is something that I certainly didn't expect to be doing on here on this outer display, but I found that old school RuneScape is actually pretty playable on this outer screen. And I cannot stress enough that outer display being a little bit wider has made for an overall way better experience for me than I originally thought or expected. And then we also have some improvements on this inner display as well, mainly with the taskbar on the bottom. So any applications that you have in your bottom row will then open up in the taskbar just with a nice little smooth animation that it just kind of flows back and forth. So if you go into an application, just kind of minimizes it, and it really does not take up that much of your screen at all. So if I'm going over to YouTube, checking out some videos or things like that, I'm never even looking down here anyways. But if in my mind I want to open up another application or just want to quickly swap between apps, this is just absolutely perfect for this. And then on the left side here, we have a little grid icon where you can open up really any of your applications. So nice, because I'm so used to always either bringing out the side panel and then kind of searching, okay, where's the app that I want? Or I'm always going to this interface to then find, okay, what app was it that I wanted to get into? So nice to just have the apps down here while in the tablet mode. Also worth mentioning with this inner display that we now have a bit more of a boxier layout compared to the Fold 3 because it is shorter in nature and just a bit wider for that outer display. So you can see here that the Fold 3 is a little bit taller. So it might be subtle on video, but if you can notice here on the Fold 4, the video is a bit larger. It's a bit wider. And I find myself watching videos and content a lot in this orientation anyways, and then I'm usually checking out the comment section, or I'm multitasking and throwing a game up on this bottom portion while watching baseball or disc golf or something on the top. So I'm enjoying that you do have a larger viewing experience in this orientation, but I did find then when you switch over to the landscape orientation that you have a bit more of black bars on the top and bottom, which might be disappointing to some. Another huge change that I'm absolutely loving initially here is the extra brightness mode. So this phone already gets pretty bright at its brightest setting, but then you can tap on this extra brightness and it just makes it even more bright. It is insanely bright, and I'm able to see this phone perfectly outside in direct sunlight, both the inner display and the outer display. So that's been great for just doing some filming outside or some photography or videography and just checking on things when outdoors. Because there were times on the previous generation Fold and Flip where I would have appreciated that extra screen brightness. Like if I'm looking at Google Maps navigation in the car, it would be nice to sometimes have a bit brighter of a screen. So super excited to have a much brighter screen here. As far as actual phone use of the Fold 4 goes, I took 2 calls today, about 15 to 20 minutes, 1 call on the outer earpiece, and then 1 call with the phone opened up in tablet mode on speaker. And I had no problems with calls either way. I absolutely love using this phone for phone calls because of that candy bar form factor. And then also you can have that tablet mode open if you want to be checking something out while you're on a phone calls. And as far as the speakers go, we have the same dual speaker setup on the top and bottom here on the Fold 4 that we had on the Fold 3. And when doing some side-by-side testing earlier, the speakers don't appear to be any louder than on the Fold 3, but they seem to be either tuned a little differently or there is better bass here for sure on the Fold 4, so that's much appreciated. Now, an area where I could see a lot of improvement though is with the cameras. So taking photos is a lot more versatile now with the 3x optical zoom and having up to 30x digital zoom, which seems to produce pretty good results in my initial testing at least. And initial video filming looks buttery smooth with excellent image stabilization as shown in this 4K 60 footage of walking my dog while holding the Fold in one hand. The selfie cameras are still lagging behind a bit though, with the inner display selfie camera being serviceable at best really. Fortunately though, I found that flipping out the rear camera for selfies produces great results with the ultra-wide lens available for capturing a lot more in your selfies, and the 3x optical zoom is also available should you need that for whatever reason. But overall, I'm super happy to now see these great cameras offered here on the Fold 4. As far as the battery life goes, it seems to be on par so far. I have 22% battery left, and I've used the phone for 3 hours and 40 minutes of screen on time. So I should get about 4.5 hours of screen on time, which I have been using this phone heavily throughout the day to get a good feel for it. I don't want to give my final verdict on it yet just because I want the phone to get used to my usage patterns. But initially here, I'm not seeing any battery improvements by any means. It does have the same 4,400 milliamp hour capacity. So definitely stay tuned for some of my further testing of the battery on this Fold 4. But overall, first impressions of the Fold 4, I'm extremely impressed with nearly everything that is offered here, initially at least. I think Samsung has done an excellent job refining this phone where it needed to be refined, mainly in the camera department, the outer display, and even some nice little touches like the phone being a bit easier to open up into the tablet mode, a slimmer hinge, which makes the phone feel even better in the hand, and an overall lighter weight and just kind of a more luxurious look to it overall to make this phone overall feel more like it's warranted for its price tag. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give a thumbs up on your way out, and please consider subscribing to the Shane Simons YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.